We're not there yet. So I'll let
Just
you
let
know.
me, yep, let me know when to push.
Okay, we're live. Live each and every day, love and live your way. Do your very best, learn and lead today. Be the best you can,
Okay,
it's your
I don't
life.
see it.
Take a stand, so live your best life. Live your best life. Come on and live your best life. Live each and every day, love and live your way. Do your very best, learn and lead today. Be the best you can, it's your life. Take a stand, so live your best life. Live your best life. Come on and live your best life with Dr. Julia Royston. Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello. This is the day that the Lord has made. I trust that you're rejoicing and you're going to be glad in it. I'm Dr. Julia Royston, bringing you another edition of Live Your Best Life. People, places, things, resources, information, and tools to help you live your best life. Right through here, and I'm saying in the season, right through here in this season, I'm striving to bring you every positive thing I can, every positive person I can to help you live your best life. I know that your life is definitely not perfect. It's not designed to be perfect. We're all going to need God. We're all going to need prayer. We're all going to need each other to get through this season, especially this season right through here. But no matter what, we're going to keep moving forward to live our best life. So I am super excited. I want to encourage you to go to juliaroyston.net and see the calendar events that are coming up. I have a Telling Our Stories, remembering our loved ones. That comes up July 13th, and then that's on July 14th. And then on Monday through Friday, August 10th through the 14th, I'm having an educational summit. So mark your calendars. You'll see the final list of speakers coming up very, very shortly. So I am super excited. July 13th, which is Monday, I'm sorry. Look for the Telling Our Stories and Memories of Loved Ones. We have all lost some people we know, people that we're associated with. And so, therefore, I want you to actually join in with this discussion. Grief is a serious journey. It's not a one-time incident after the funeral is over. Even the virtual funerals that we're dealing with now, after that's over, the journey just begins and continues to go on, move forward. So I have 7 young women who are on, and Miss Betty would love that, but I have 7 young women who are on with me on July 13th. So join us for that. So I'm super excited to have with me today, oh my goodness, a young woman who um, got up early to have this conversation with me. And first off, thank you. And um,
No problem.
so we do what we do, huh?
That's
We do
right.
what we do.
That's right.
So I'm super excited that she is on with me today. I want her to introduce herself and tell us where she's from, and tell us how people can contact you via your website or your social media. So, Miss Shelley Mechette, take it away for us.
Good morning. I am so excited to be here on Live Your Best Life. Just the title alone, it gets you up and gets you moving. So again, I'm Shelley Mechette. I am out here in California in sunny California. So yes, it's a little bit early today, but that is all right. Your audience can connect with me on Instagram. It's under my name, Shelley Mechette, and I'll spell it because it doesn't sound the way it's spelled. So it's SHELLEYMECHETTE. And so you can connect with me on Instagram. You can also connect with me on my website, which is under my name, Shelley Mechette. And on there, you can download a free copy of the 5 daily happiness habits. And, and that will actually keep us connected because you'll be on my email list and I can share with you some of the things that I'm doing and some of the events that I have coming up. So I look forward to connecting with your amazing audience.
Awesome, awesome. Shelley Mechette, we're so glad you're with us. And go over there, shelleymechette.com, and download those 5 habits of happy. So I first off, I want to ask you, so we've heard of life coaching, business coaching, all types of coaching, but your title is life purpose coach. So what's
Yes.
a life purpose coach?
So kind of on the same levels of a life coach, we're going to get together. We're going to talk about where you are. We're going to talk about where you want to go. We're going to set up tools and provide those things for you so that you can reach the next level in life. But we're going to connect that to your actual purpose. We all were created with a purpose in mind, with a destiny. And so a lot of times we have lived this complete life and we don't even know why we're purpose. We don't even know what we're here for. We've lived throughout our titles of a parent, a spouse, employees, an aunt, child. We've lived all of these titles and we haven't found one time why we're here. What was my purpose? What have I been called to do? So as a life purpose coach, we take it to that next level and we draw out things from your childhood. We draw out things through life. We take your habits and we break those down to see, are they just things that I enjoy or does this line up with my purpose? So we walk step by step through this and then we pull out things that will put you on a path to who you were created to be. So it's a life coach with a splash of zing.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay, so really kind of what is the prep work before moving toward purpose? Because I realize that I think purpose is a journey, not just a destination.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But before we could even recognize what it is that we've been created to be, we have to go back a couple of steps and we have to be able to look at who we are inwardly. So we have to do a little bit of self-awareness because in order for you to really be able to walk out purpose confidently, you have to be confident in who you are. There's going to be times in your life where people are not rah-rahing you, people are not high-fiving you, and you have to be settled with who you are. So the first thing that we need to do when we're talking about life purpose is we need to go back to self-awareness and find out who am I? Just the person. Am I a happy person? Am I a positive person? Am I a person who supports? Am I a bitter person? Am I a person who allow people to walk on me, to step on me? We have to go back to the basics to find out a little bit about who you are. And then from there, we'll pull out some other things. What do you enjoy? We'll make a list of just something small, 5 things that you just enjoy to do. Nothing extravagant. If you like kicking puddles in the rain, nothing extravagant. What do you enjoy doing? And then we're going to associate a feeling to those things so that we can begin to break down the process of things that you just enjoy, things that rejuvenate you, and things that actually might be purpose driven for you.
Wow.
So it's a process.
You're exactly right. It's definitely a process and a journey, but you got to be willing to go on that journey.
Yes.
And as I say, I'm not going to do too many spoiler alerts because I want people to really connect with you. I want people to download the 5 habits of happy, but I also want them to get on your calendar so they can move forward because, this finding purpose is it determines a lot of the journey that you have in your life. It will determine the path. Are you on the right path? Are you not on the right path?
Yes.
And it'll also help you in so many ways. Some people stay stuck and they see a vicious cycle of relationships that are wrong. They see a vicious cycle of business decisions that are wrong, jobs that are wrong for you, and you just quit and stop and give up and just say, no, I'm not going to do this. And when it is really, really a journey. So
it really is. It really is.
So Shelley Mechette, that's Shelley, going over there right now while we're talking. Go over there right now and download those 5 habits of happy, and so that you'll have them in your reservoir, and then you can stay connected, because you may want to need to reach out and observe the time zone, but you may definitely need to reach out to Shelley so y'all can have a conversation. Get your credit card ready, because
on my website you can also schedule a 30-minute clarity master call, and this is where we're going to start pulling out some of those things within you, and we'll be able to lay out a couple of those things. So again, I like to always let people know it's just a 30-minute master call. We're not going to solve everything in that time, but we will put you on a path to be able to look at some things.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So how did you really get into life coaching?
It's really funny, because for my entire life, I really have been that person that everybody's like, so Shelley.
Oh yeah.
And it's hysterical, because I can make a plan for everybody else. Oh yeah, let's lay this out. Let's do this. And then I will sit down and be like, okay, so child, what is your plan for yourself?
Yeah.
And so I ended up going on a journey myself when I decided to stay home with my children years ago and raise them. Well, I noticed that when I didn't have that title, because I worked in the entertainment industry, and when I didn't have that great title to use to talk about myself, I work for such and such company, and I do this and I do that, la. But when that title was removed, I had to look at myself and say, okay, so who are you outside of that work title? Who are you outside of the mother of these children? Who are you outside of a wife, to someone? And what I found out was I still had some residue on me from a toxic relationship that had happened years before. So I found myself standing in the mirror, like literally boohoo crying, because I could not find one thing that I liked about myself. And that was very devastating. I wanted to see something outwardly. I could happily tell you, yes, hey, I'm intelligent, I'm this, I could go on the inside, but I wanted to be able to look at myself and say, what is it here that you like? Because that was attacked a lot by that person. And I stood there and cried. And I was like, I am not leaving this mirror until I find something that I find pretty about me. And it boiled down to my smile, that I really, really liked my smile. And so I started there. When I say there's a process and you have to go in and find the self-awareness first, I say it because I did it. And so when I looked at myself and I smiled, I was like, oh, girl, you got some pretty teeth. They look real nice. And I started there. I started by passing the mirror and just be like, wink, and just looking at something that I liked about me. From there, I began that journey of peeling that onion back and saying, you are a fabulous person. You have all of these different qualities. This title doesn't make you. That relationship doesn't make you. What happened didn't make you. I had to go through a process of forgiving my father for not being there, forgiving the man who was abusive, for forgiving, just people that I just picked out of my life, and then forgiving myself for not understanding who I was and allowing myself to be in certain situations. It was from that process that I said, wow, if I have looked in the mirror at 30 years old and I didn't understand who I was, how many other women are just going day by day? They're in this life without living life. God opened my eyes at that time to see that, oh, wow, your purpose was in your face all along. But I had to walk the path in order to get the illumination.
Wow.
And that's how I ended up becoming a life purpose coach.
Well, first off, you're gorgeous. So whoever that person was, we don't like him. We don't like him.
Yeah, he got kicked to the curb.
Yeah, well, that's good. Keep him there. Everybody else, keep him there. If I was that kind of show, I would say name, but no, we're not that kind of show.
I hear you.
We don't like him. And, usually that thing that, especially abusive people, when they attack that's probably the main thing that drew them to you,
Mm-hmm.
and the thing that's the most gorgeous about you.
You're so
That's,
right.
like, what, like, and it's, but
Yeah, and you want to tear that down. You want
yes,
to
you
tear that down.
definitely do.
And so I had to reconstruct all over again. And of course, that era of my life was very difficult, but I am grateful for the things I was able to extract from that situation.
Right,
And the fact
right.
that my eyes were renewed and I was able to see certain things that I wasn't able to see before. So after that relationship, honey, I wish you would come over here trying to attack us. It ain't gonna
It's one thing when you're illuminated like that, when your eyes are open like that, and you really see. I have a cousin who says, "Devil, I see you," and so she says it verbally out of her mouth that "Devil, I see you," and so enemy, I see you.
yes,
Anything that's going to deprive me of living my best life, I
right.
see it, and I wanted my eyes to be open. Whether that's a red alarm alert or
Mhm.
something else that has to let me know, wait a minute, that's a key word. I've felt this before. I've seen this before.
Right.
I've been in this state before. I
Exactly.
can't go back down this same road.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. So that's some really good stuff, because going inward is a scary place for some people.
It's
And
scary for all of us.
it is, it is, it is, it is. And we don't want to face the truth. We don't want to be honest with ourselves. And
Mhm.
so that's no, but you can't live your best life. I'm sorry, you can't have the happy that you need. Thank you so much. Um, um, until you actually go inside, because you
You
can't.
are
And I
right.
think you have to be kind of grown up, don't you think?
Oh,
Some
definitely.
people learn it young, in their 20s. That's good, but it took me till my 40s, my late
Yeah,
30s, early 40s before I
yeah,
really got.
it took a minute. And so I'm grateful for that time. I had a chance to spend time with my children. I had a chance to develop a little bit more of who I was. I had a chance, in my opinion, to allow my children to see a growth process. And so for me, I look at it now. I don't think I really was looking at it at the time, but I look at it now and I'm like, wow, my kids had an opportunity to see the human side of me. And maybe they weren't able to process that because they were young, but we were able to develop, I believe, an even stronger mother-daughter relationship because I was able to do a metamorphosis and I was able to look at them and say, I'm not going to end this because I'm living for something outside of myself. I
Right.
am your example. You're going to pull things from me to develop the woman that you are. I have to be in the best position that I can be so that I can pour that life into you.
Exactly, exactly. Now, I don't have biological children of my own. As a teacher, I probably raised a lot of children of my own.
Teachers are amazing. Salute to the
Yeah.
teachers.
My husband and I we're the best aunt and uncle. We're
I love it.
auntie uncle situation.
I
But
love it.
really speak to that woman who has children and has all of this world, but still in her bathroom in the shower
Mhm.
cries tears of self anguish.
Yeah, you mean the woman who was me? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Say, well, yeah.
Yeah, that woman. First of all, I'd like to tell you, I understand.
Yeah.
Let me validate that for you. I understand that we have so many roles as women that we put ourselves, even when we're not thinking about it, we just throw ourselves on the back burner. We look in our drawer and our underwear is almost older than we are. We haven't
Oops.
because we haven't taken time to just do the little things because we're so busy being a caretaker for everyone else. And a lot of times, even if you don't have children, you're caring for someone else. You're caring for your siblings. You're caring for your mom. You're that person that people go to. And we just end up putting ourselves on the back burner. So I want to say to that woman, I see you. I see you and I understand you. The first step is we like to feel validated that where we are, somebody can just say, it's okay.
Hmm.
You're at the first step, which is that self-awareness. So if you're in the shower crying by yourself, you're on that path because you know that something is not sitting well. You
Right.
know something is fractured in here. And so what I would say to that woman is number one, salute yourself. because you know that there's an area in here that needs to be mended. And then I would say, take some time to sit down and write out. When you're in there frustrated and crying, write down why. What are the feelings? I'm crying because I'm angry. I'm crying because I'm frustrated. I'm crying because I feel invisible. You don't even have to write complete sentences. Just write it down. Angry, mad, yelling, because you may not understand outside of when you're having those feelings why you're having those feelings. But if you can jot those things down while you're in the feelings, then later when you have calmed down, you can go back and look at that and say, okay, it's time to start peeling this onion.
Right.
Because somewhere in here, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I feel, unseen, unwanted, I'm tired. And then that's where we begin to pull that out. And then that's where you set up that 30-minute call with me.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Now, number 3, then you're gonna call Shelley. That's what you're gonna do. Number 3. Number
So
3,
we can work
you're
through
gonna go
those.
to her website and set up that conversation. Because definitely, I'm like, when's my 30-minute call? Hold on, I need to make my appointment.
I got you. I got
But
you.
thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so I want to switch gears because most people know if I'm having a guest on, they've usually written a book. Usually, very rarely have they not written a book. So tell us about both of your books.
Yes, my first book is 70 Days of Happy. Life is Better When You Smile. People are probably getting it a little bit that I'm into the inner happy. And the inner happy is what allows you to be outwardly wonderful. And so I wrote a book, 70 Days of Happy, Life is Better When You Smile. And I did that because I actually did a challenge. And it was just a fun challenge of not to say anything negative for 90 days.
Oh,
And
wow.
when you feel yourself saying it, just to switch it and to see how life would be after that time. I'm genuinely a happy, laid back person. So I'm like, I'll just do it just for fun. But what I found is that when I did get frustrated or angry or I'm ready to put somebody's neck right in between here, I did that. And I was like, okay, let me find something else to focus on. And what I found was, wow, you're right. I did have some times when, because I switched that focus, that I saw things differently. And so I decided to take out some things from that experience and to put that in a book. And so my book actually is an opportunity to do self reflection, a journey, and to be able to pull out the simple things in life that bring us joy, things that we've forgotten. I think the first day is today I'll make a choice to be happy. That is the first day. I'm going to make a choice. You can't do anything without making the choice. And I think another day is today I'll choose to smile. And it really gives you a different feeling when you decide to deliberately smile, when you decide to deliberately take that opportunity and change your countenance. So these are 70 days for you to do different things, to implement them in your life. And if you follow it, you will find that at the end of this self journey, that you really have tapped into another part of who you are. And maybe you figured out some new things about yourself that brings you inner joy.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so tell me about book 2.
My other book is called Power Minds, Reflective Thoughts of a Power Woman and Her Legacy. And what I used to do, and I still do, is I did power quotes on Facebook. So once or twice a week, I did a power quote. It's not as often now. I do try to keep it. But, and people would say, wow, I really like this quote. I really like that quote. Where'd you get these quotes? Just sitting around looking outside and wrote something. But what I did is I think it's maybe 45 of them, and I put them inside of a book, and I broke it down to the woman herself, the woman of God, and the woman, I think it's called your fellow woman. And I took quotes and put them into these categories so that not only will we begin to speak life into ourselves, but we'll begin to speak life into those around us.
Mm.
We'll begin to look at our fellow woman and say, let me adjust your crown. Or even if your crown looks great, let me tell you about it. We'll begin to stop looking at each other as competition. We'll begin to actually line ourselves up with who God has called us to be. And so they're just quick quotes. You can go through the entire book in 5 minutes, and then you can go back and say, I'm not feeling my best today. Let me scoot over to, the quotes that talk about being a woman, and let me grab one out of there today and hold on to it. And so it's just a quick read of different quotes that's going to give you a boost of power for that day, for that hour, for whatever you need.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So spell the title for us again.
The Pow Her Minds is POWHER, Pow Her Minds, and it's reflective thoughts of a Pow Her woman and her legacies. And so it's something that me and my daughters, they would throw things in as well, because when we have children, we are leaving legacies, whether you want to
Yes.
believe it or not, whether we
Yes.
do a great job as parents or
Yes.
a bit of a lousy job as parents.
Yes.
We're leaving all those things to them. And so I really wanted to have a book where we could be together, and where not only am I speaking life into myself, but these are things that I have spoken and do speak into my girls.
That is awesome. And I've seen the cover, and it's a beautiful cover. You just have two girls?
Yes, yes,
Two
that's
young
enough.
women. Excuse me, those are not
Yes,
girls.
that's
Those are
enough.
young women.
No more.
No, they're not little girls anymore. Those are,
No.
are young women, and
Yes.
I know, and they're beautiful, and I know that you're extremely proud of them, and they're proud of you as well.
Thank you. I really am proud of them. I made a commitment when I had them, and I prayed over them, and I said, Lord, this is us together. It's me, my husband, and you. And it's the three of us working together, raising these children. We're going to bump our heads many days, but we take this vow and say, we're going to take it back to you so that we can be the best that we can be, so that we can put them on the path to find out who they're supposed to be.
Exactly. And so that we can all live our best life. And so,
Exactly.
because that legacy thing is just, I guess, because I'm getting older. At 57, and all that's going on in the world, I'm looking like, okay, so I was here. I am living out my purpose. I feel like I'm living my best life. That's the reason why I'm even doing these
I love
broadcasts,
it.
because I want to, leave a legacy. And it's different for me because I don't have biological children. So I'm pouring a little bit of my legacy in the people around me, in
Yes.
the younger children that I meet and people that
Yes.
I teach. And so my legacy will live on through others and through their
That's
books
right.
and through what they do. But,
Exactly.
life is not promised to us, and life is not, it's very, very short. It's very,
It is. If we live to be 95, first of all, those years move, like a train. It moves so quickly. But if we live to be 95, 100, the life is swift. And
yes,
then that's it. What are
yes.
we leaving? What are we leaving for the next generation to be able to pick up and say, I can live my best life now because of Miss Julia?
Well, thank you, love. I appreciate that. Of course, because of Miss Shelley, or because of all the women, and I realize as I get older, the old ladies on the cane. I guess I could be on a cane in a few years, but the old ladies on the walker, the old lady. I took time at my home church to listen to them, and that wisdom really comes back to you, no matter what they achieved in life. The majority of them may have been housekeepers and cleaning ladies, but they were extremely wise. I mean, so
Right.
therefore having educational opportunities is wonderful, and having all that we have now, but we need wisdom.
Yes.
We need wisdom. We need to be able
Yes.
to be wise with the things that we acquire,
So
to be
true.
wise with the accomplishments that we have. And thank you so much for everyone who has shared and made comments. I'll be going back to reply to those comments. I really, really, really appreciate it. And thank you so much for your support. And I know it's early, but I'm moving forward and super excited. So the last thing, oh my gosh, is what's next? What's next for you, Miss Shelley?
Yes, right now I'm actually working on a masterclass. So I'm working on, and I'm still kind of figuring out a little bit of the name for it. But at the end of the day, it's going to be about mastering purpose. There are things that we have to do in order to discover, cultivate, and master what we've been given. And so I am working on a masterclass right now that I'm really excited about. I love that sparkle in women's eyes when they're able to say, "Oh my goodness, I loved to bake when I was little, but I didn't realize that was part of purpose. I didn't realize that was going to lead me into this or into that." And so I'm looking forward to putting that together. I have a few more podcasts that are coming up. I'm hoping to do a virtual summit in the next month or so, and so people will really be able to get all of that information if they go to my page and download the 5 happiness habits, because you'll be on my email list, and I'll be able to pour out these things to you, and we'll be able to stay in touch with one another. But those are just some of the things that are in the arsenal right now.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I put in the comment section Shelley Mechette, and for those of listening on the replay or wherever you'll listen to this broadcast or this episode, it's Shelley. That's Shelley, Mechette, MECHETTE.com. So go to ShelleyMechette.com. Download the 5 habits of happy people, because we need some happiness in this world.
Yes, yes,
We need some positivity. It needs to be,
yes,
as they say, as like any kind of disease. It needs to be catching. I want
yes,
happiness to be catching. I want
yes,
purpose to be catching. I want it to be empowered. Now, everybody's not, maybe not ready, and it may take a few sessions with Shelley before you get there. But that's my prayer for you today, that you move toward purpose, that you keep moving toward purpose, for you to actually live your best life. Not my best life,
yes.
not Shelley's best life, because what's meant for Shelley to do is what for Shelley to do, and what is meant for Julia to do, Julia is going to be doing. And
That's
what
right.
is meant for you to do, that's what we want to help you to do, your best life, your best thing. Live your best purpose and live your best life. So, Miss Shelley, we'll have to get together again very soon. And I'm always having creative ideas for events. And in the virtual space, you know, as much as I'd love to come to California, we can still do some great things in the virtual space.
Yes,
So, as
definitely.
I said,
And we got to get you out here to Cali. Come on
yeah,
out.
well, believe you me, I'd love to get on a plane. No, don't worry. When this probably calms down and I'm able to do some things, I will be happy to get on a plane. As long as we're safe, we got masks and gloves, I'm good to go.
I love it.
So thank you so much for being
Thank
my guest
you.
this morning, and look for Shelley on another. It's like talking to my good girlfriend. I appreciate that.
Oh,
I knew
thank you
that when I
so much.
saw her YouTube video, and that's a hint for those of you who speak or coach and you have a website. Put your YouTube excerpt. That's my gift for you today. Put a YouTube video on your page so people can see you in action, can hear you and know you, and get to know you. And then therefore doors such as this will open, because therefore we know what we're about to experience is going to be wonderful and powerful. So go to ShelleyMechette.com and be sure and download the 5 habits of happy people. And let's be some happy people today and today, tomorrow, and always.
No, that's right.
So I want to invite you. I'm going to put in the comment section also, coming up next, envision-radio.com. That's where my next episode of Live Your Best Life is, envision-radio.com. Super excited that Live Your Best Life is a part of the Envision radio family. And so I'm super excited. At 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday morning, Live Your Best Life is heard at envision-radio.com. Also, be sure and listen all week long. There's some great gospel music. It's hard to find great gospel music without a lot of commercials and a lot of interruptions. So just in case you're in the virtual space and you're working from home and you want some great gospel music, go to envision-radio. That's ENVISION-radio.com and listen to some great gospel music, as well as Live Your Best Life on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. I'm Dr. Julia Royston, super excited. Thank you again, Miss Shelley Mechette, for being my guest on Live Your Best Life.
Bye-bye.